Hey, Student Success! Welcome to week 7. We are almost done with the 8-week session and almost done with the entire semester, which is awesome news. Hopefully you are getting excited for things to start wrapping up. I have a couple announcements before I jump into week 7. The first of which is, as always, your student services assignment. At this point, depending on when you're watching this video, all the workshops have been closed. So unfortunately, there is not an opportunity to take a new workshop unless something like comes out from one of the offices and they, make an announcement. Other than that, everything is closed. So hopefully you've already attended the workshop. So at this point, if you've attended, you're going to go ahead and just submit your certificate of attendance. If you have not attended, unfortunately, it's just a 0 in the grade book. So I know I've been talking to you about this for the last 7 weeks. So hopefully there was a good handful of you who had not submitted anything yet. Maybe you were just hanging on to them. So that is your student services assignment, your certificate of attendance, that workshop. You need to make sure you submit that next week by the end of week 8. Speaking of week 8 does close on a Friday. So this is your heads up. Friday, December 17th is when our entire course will end. So I wanted to make sure you were aware of that now. It's going to be in your announcements. It's in your syllabus, but I'm also letting you know here. Week 8 will open up early on Friday, December 10th. So you have a full week until Friday, December 17th. So you still have a full week to work. It's going to open up while week 7 is still open, just to give anyone, if you want to just finish up the course early, get things wrapped up, you are welcome to do so. But I want to make sure, hey, here's your kind of heads up advance warning. Week 8, our entire course ends on Friday, December 17th, and that just allows me to get things and grades wrapped up since I have to enter grades the next week. All right. The other couple announcements I want to make sure that you're aware of is during week 6, hopefully you took advantage of week 1 being reopened for anyone who needed to make up points from the beginning of the semester. Week 2 is also going to open up again. It's going to open up toward the end of week 7. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 10th, 11th, 12th of December. Week 2 video and week 2 folder itself will open up. There's just a couple assignments in there. So if you miss anything from week 2, that will be your chance to wake it up. You can make it up. You can see it's already scheduled to open up Friday, December 10th that morning. And again, just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Week 3 will also reopen up during week 8. So that was the one that had a boatload of points. So if you miss anything from that week, please make sure you're paying attention for that announcement as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into week 7. So week 7, there is no textbook association. It is just 2 assignments. The good news is one of them you might already have done, whether you know it or not. So you can see there are 2 assignments, registration assignment and the library assignment. Because there's no discussion forum, your week 7 attendance is based on completing both of these assignments by Sunday. Completing one will give you 50% attendance, completing none, 0. So make sure you complete both for 100% week 7 attendance. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about your library assignment first. For the library assignment, you're going to get into the materials folder, and you can see that there's a whole folder just for the library. And it's going to have different links to different lessons. So what you can do is you can click in, and it's going to take you to the digital library page. Of course, you can always get to the digital library from the home page. You click on the digital library right there. If you're in My Stark State under academic support, there is a digital library link right there. So lots of different ways. You can even go to Google and type in Stark State Digital Library. What you're going to do is you're going to go through, and you can see that there are really short videos. Like this is 43 seconds. Click on the what? 49 seconds. So you're going to kind of click through, and these are going to give you exactly what it looks like they're going to give you, just the basics of the Stark State Library information. And you can see this is learn about the digital library. Then the research process one, that you already saw the tab for it right here. So you could technically just click from right there, but there's a separate link because the research process one itself has a lot more on there. There's tips and videos and things like that. So that one takes a little bit more time. What you want to do is make sure you spend, several minutes just making sure you're comfortable with the digital library, kind of the basics of it, understanding the research process. And then you can see there's also a link to the website in general right here, where you can scroll through and you can kind of get a feel for, okay, what kind of access do I have to librarians? What are my hours? How do I search in the databases? And so that's going to be talked about a little bit in that research process. There's also direct link to contact information. So if you clicked on that, it's going to take you to this page right here, Digital Library. It's going to give you some contact information. And so again, what you're doing in the materials folder here is you're clicking on these links or navigating them, once you're already in these tabs, and just make sure you're comfortable with the Digital Library, and definitely just leave these up and running. And then whenever you're ready, you're going to go to, excuse me, week 7 assignments, and you're going to go ahead and click in the library assignment. And it's going to pull up another separate page. There we go. And it's going to be one of these again where it's going to talk to you. So you're going to hit play.
Now that you've completed the
I'm going to mute it. You're going to hit next. And it's going to ask you a series of questions. And again, this is where I could say, hey, if you want to just leave these up running in the background for you to kind of reference while you take it, that's totally fine. But this assignment is just making sure that you are comfortable and familiar with the Digital Library, which at this point in the semester, in the regular semester, if you will, it's week 15. So some of you may have already visited the Digital Library, utilized it, so you may already be familiar with the Digital Library. So once you do that, make sure that you allow it to go through to the very end. Make sure it records your score because it's one of those automatically graded assignments. So make sure when you get into your grades that it doesn't have one of those blue in progress circles, because if that's what you see, that's what I see. You want to give it a little bit of time, maybe an hour or so, and it should transfer over. If it stays like that for longer than that, then maybe you didn't really submit that last one, the last slide or whatever it might be. So that's one assignment for this week, is the Digital Library assignment. So just make sure you're comfortable with all of those different resources as it relates to the Digital Library. Okay, the second assignment that you're doing that's due for Sunday is your registration assignment. And this is the one where I said some of you might already actually have this done. You just got to transfer information. So you're essentially filling out a working schedule for spring 2022. How weird is that? 2022. So when you click on this, it's going to open up to a PDF that you can type right in. Name, today's date, obviously put your own name and the date in there. And then you are going to be working on spring 22. Make sure you put your major, associate of, whatever it is. And then here's your schedule. Now, if you have already scheduled your classes for spring 2022, just pull your schedule up and plug all this information in. Okay, that's all you got to do. If you haven't, this is going to be an exercise in making sure you know what classes you're going to take in the spring. Now, let me preface this by saying, if you don't end up using the schedule that you outline right here, that's totally fine. This is just an exercise in making sure that you know how to use the college resources in order to help with scheduling. You may want to talk to your advisor before you actually schedule, or you may want to have this ready to go talk to your advisor. So again, making sure that you enroll the exact schedule that you put on this paper, that's not my concern. My concern is just, do you know how to use the resources so that you can access this information? And the excuse of, I don't know what classes I'm going to take in the spring, kind of defeats the whole purpose. I've had students literally submit in their assignment area, I don't know what classes I'm taking in the spring, I can't submit this assignment. That's the point of the assignment, is to think about what classes you're going to take in the spring. So that's not an excuse, because this is literally what this assignment is designed to do, to make you think about next semester. So how do you get this information? A couple different places if you don't already have it. First, your map page. We already talked about this early in the semester. So you can go back to your map page, and this lays out all the classes you have to take. The ones you've taken, the ones you have to take, the ones you're currently taking. So you can get that information from your map page. Or you can go back again, another place we talked about this semester under academics, find your community, click in underneath which one of your programs are you looking at, courses, and pull up your degree plan. Here we go, another area. So you can get these from a couple different places, okay? So, and again, if you're not 100% sure, like I don't know what classes I have to take, I still have to talk to my advisor, that is okay. Use your map page, use this degree plan page to kind of think, what classes should I be thinking of? Maybe I'm not ready to get into my degree related courses, but I still have some math or some English or some reading or whatever it might be, classes that I have to take before I can get there anyway. So you can use those classes to fill in. So whenever you are ready, you can kind of look at this information. And here's how this is going to work. I'm just going to use this because it's already pulled up. Let's say I'm an education major and I need to take, I don't know, infant and toddler curriculum. It's EDU 124. So I'm going to go into my Stark State. Give me a second. Everything's going to run very slow. Under my stuff. And let's say, you know what? I don't even want to do that. I don't even think I have that since I'm a student. You should have under yours search courses. Okay, so I don't have that because I'm not a student under there. I have it right here instead. Whenever you go to search courses, we're going to go to spring 22. I'm going to hit continue. Again, I am looking at infant toddler EDU 124. So I'm going to type in my subject, EDU, education, my course number 124. I'm going to hit search. Apparently there are no classes offered for EDU 124. Let me get back into a class I know that's going to be offered. So let's say I am biology major and I have to take Bio 101. There we go. Okay, so now here are all the sections of Bio 101 I have to take. Maybe my map page on here said that was one of my options. So here's what this is going to look like. Let's say I need to take Bio 101. So on my page over here, biology, Bio 101 is going to go right there so far. What is that class called? Now this is a brand new system, y'all. I'm not a big fan of this, but they just implemented this. It's rather new, and so I think it's a little convoluted, but we're just going to have to roll with it. If you want to see the whole, if you're missing pieces, you're going to have to pull it out like this for everything. So again, that's the subject bio. Here's my course title, Intro to Anatomy and Physiology. So that's my course title, Intro to A, and I'm just going to call it A&P since that's what it usually goes by. My CRN, I'm going to look for that. My CRN is this 5-digit number right here. Let's say 5-digit number. So let's say this is the class I'm looking at, 40405. Okay, my credit hour, that's how many credit hours the course is worth, 3 credit hours. I'm also going to go ahead and look while I'm right here what days of the week it's on. You can see it's highlighted in blue, so Monday, Wednesday, so it's 3 credit hours. It's on Monday, Wednesday. What time in campus? I'm going to go back here. My time, again, if I need to, I can kind of go out here, 10:30 to 11:45. And my campus is going to be right here. Again, I can kind of expand it if I need to. That's on main campus. That is it. Okay, and then I would go through and I would do that same information for the next class. So what do I do if a class is online? Well, let's look. Here, online only. Here's a class that's online only. It happens to be full. That's how you know you can enroll for a class. It has a nice big hey, full. Look, there's no day highlighted and it says online only. So if you were picking this one over here, it also says total web 3. Now, if you see web 2, that means 1 day a week online and 1 day a week in class. So you may see that as well. But if you have an online only, your times, you would just put NA because there is no time. For days, there is no day. For campus, just put web. Okay, so the other stuff's going to be the same. You're still going to have a CRN and a subject and number and a course title and everything. But if you have a web class, you're not going to have that information. Obviously, again, if it's an online class, you will have that info. Okay, and so you'll kind of do that for any class you have to take. You can go back to select term, spring 22. You can look and see again, okay, what do I have to take? I also have to take accounting, ACC 127. So I can do the same thing, ACC 127, and of course no classes offered. this new system is just great. I'm just gonna search math. There we go. All right, here's my math. I did a big search. You could see there are 20 pages. You can scroll down and see how many pages are offerings. In here, you can also see who your instructor is. Something else you want to make sure that you pay attention to, and this is just for regular registration purposes, pull that all the way out. This is what I mean by this is just, I cannot stand this page. This will tell you, is this a first 8-week, second 8-week, or 16-week course? Like this right here starts in January, ends in March. That's a first 8-week course. So you want to pay attention to those things because you may be signing up for a class that's a second 8-week session, and unless you pull that all the way across, you won't know. So hopefully that helps anyone who's trying to register on their own, especially in this new, very confusing system. All right, so that is your registration assignment. And then down here, you would just kind of type in, maybe you have 9 credit hours after you fill it in. You do not by any means have to fill this entire thing in. And maybe you only are gonna take 1 or 2 classes in the spring. That's fine too. It's whatever you think you really are gonna take. I'm not gonna in a week verify, oh, did you sign up for this exact class? Again, it's just making sure, did you fill out all this information? Because that'll show me if you were able to use the resources properly. But I'm not going to double check that you signed up for that exact schedule because you might change your mind between now and next week or now and whenever you sign up for spring. And whenever you're done with it, you want to make sure that you download it with your changes. So save it with your changes. If not, you're going to give me a blank form. So make sure you save it with your changes. Go in and submit it in that Dropbox. Browse and submit. All right, so as a quick recap, you want to make sure for this week you are completing the registration and library assignment. Both are due by Sunday for week 7 attendance. Please make sure you take advantage of your week 2 reopening at the end of this week and week 8 opening early at the end of this week as well. So please make sure you pay attention to all of that. All of that will be in the announcements also. I hope you all have a great week. Bye.